Hey guys, Cripple and Slayer, welcome back to another video, and today I just wanted to make a video talking about Toy Story. Now, I'm going to be doing a movie series where it's all in parts, and I'm going to be talking about a variety of different movies into parts, like, part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. So, today we are talking about Toy Story 1, and I love Toy Story. Toy Story was one of my favorite childhood movies, and I actually collected a lot of the Toy Story toys. So I wanted to say that I love it because not only is it heartfelt, but it's also very realistic in the sense that that's what would happen. That's literally what would happen if toys came to life and they were in a kid's bedroom. So I just wanted to say that I love Toy Story. I'm going to tell you what I think about Toy Story, and do I think that they should do anything different? I'm going to say that at the end of this video. So I wanted to say that I love Toy Story, I love Woody and Buzz, and I love all the other toys that Andy has, and I like the mom and the sister. So Andy's mom and Molly. Very cute. All that stuff. It's a very cute movie. I love everything about it. And I love, like I said, Woody and Buzz, but I also like Slinky and Rex and Bo Peep and Mr. Potato Head. And I also like Etch. And I love that part. I love this iconic part where Mr. Potato Head looks at the hockey puck and he goes, "What are you looking at, you hockey puck?" Like, I love that iconic part. And I love some iconic scenes in the movie. A lot of them. But that was just one of them. Just one of them. But yeah. So, do I think they're going to make a Toy Story 6? I don't know. I feel like they might. And this is just a disclaimer right here. I do not know if they're going to make a Toy Story 6. I don't know. But another one is confirmed. But it's not 6. So I don't know if they're going to confirm a 6, because it is such a good movie franchise, they possibly could. Now, I really like the fact that, Woody was the main attraction for Andy, and then it switches over to Buzz being the main attraction for Andy. And I really like how that the toys do different sightings, like sightseeing and seeing different things and going out of the comfort zone of a toy, because literally, like, they do leaps and bounds, like when they were trying to stay away from Sid, when they were trying to escape Sid's room, when they were trying to save Woody and Buzz, when Woody and Buzz were trying to get back to Andy and then get back to Andy's room, all that stuff, and the toys were worried about Woody and Buzz, mostly Buzz for the majority of the part, but then at the very end they were also worried about Woody too. So I really like the fact that it's just a really iconic movie because everybody talks about it. Like, if you were a kid in the 90s, or you were an early 2000s kid, you knew about Toy Story because Toy Story was voiced by Tom Hanks, which I actually mentioned him, but I'm also going to mention other actors like Tim Allen and other people like that, and that was the voice of Buzz. Tim Allen was the voice of Buzz, and there was a bunch of other people. I don't know their names offhand, but I can do them too, and I can shout them out. So, I really like that Andy put his name on the bottom of their shoes. So for Woody, put Andy. Buzz, put Andy. It's really cool, claiming him as his toys. As his toy. It's really cool. And I did the exact same thing with mine whenever I got mine, because I actually got all of the toys from Toy Story. I'll probably need to do a showcase sometime, because I have a whole bunch of collectibles of toys, action figures, figurines, different things, and you can see kind of what you can tell back there behind me. There's a lot of toys behind me right now. Like, there's that dragon, dinosaur thing. I don't know if it's like a dinosaur dragon, whatever, hybrid of a dragon dinosaur. Because I think it also, like, it's a pretend to supposed to breathe fire, but it's, yeah, like a dinosaur, but like a T-Rex type thing. But it has like spikes on its head and all that stuff. Anyway, so there was that. I really like that there is new toys introduced, and then there's, you know, the current ones, and then in the other movies they show toys coming and going, coming and going. You know, it's just really cool. I really think it's a cool thing that they did. Pixar really, you know, outdid themselves on it. I really like the fact that they did that, because it really makes it a Toy Story, you know, and all the different mishaps and happy times that are combined into one. I really like the fact that Pixar did that, and it's very heartfelt in that way, because you can literally feel when you're sitting here glued to the screen like this, you can feel the toys' emotions, especially Woody and Buzz and all the other toys that are in Andy's room. And then later on, you know, there's Bonnie. But we'll get into her in a different video. But, you know, my point is, I love Toy Story. Like I could say it all day. I love Toy Story because I do. I could watch it 100 times and it wouldn't be old to me. And I really like that they discovered those aliens in Pizza Planet, and then, yeah, they eventually end up in Andy's room, but we'll talk about that in a different video. And I really like that they talk in a certain way, you know, instead of talking how you think they should. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is they talk in a way where it's like, wow, you can relate to that. Because if you would think that they would talk like how a toy should talk, or what you think a toy should sound like, and how a toy should talk, two different things. And I really like that Woody was clever, you know, using his brain. Like, he really used his brain for a toy, using your brain. Like, at the very end, when they get back to Andy, they use Sid's rocket, you know, and they used RC to catch up with the moving truck when Andy was moving, and it just was really iconic. I mean, the ending is one of the most iconic moments of Toy Story, because everybody remembers the ending really, really well as how it all started too. More or less in the middle of the movie, but, you know, mostly the end, because everybody likes how the toys get reunited with Andy. You know, so Woody and Buzz get reunited with Andy, and they end up in the car when you think they're going to end up in the moving truck with the rest of the toys, but they actually end up with Andy and Molly and his mom. So, yeah, I really like that they do those transitions, you know, how they went from one place to another. Like, that was really brilliant. I like how Pixar did that. I liked the music in Toy Story. You Got a Friend in Me. It's so iconic. My mom sings it sometimes. I sing it sometimes in my head when I'm at work, at Lowe's. And, you know, I really just love the music. Like, especially that uplifting music when, you know, they're on that rocket and they're getting to Andy. And, you know, there's like that suspense music, you know, when they're in like Sid's room and he's like interrogating Woody and all that stuff when he's in Sid's room. And Buzz is just like, whatever. But at the end, he realizes he wants to go back to his kid, Andy. He wants to go back to Andy's room and he wants to make it for the move, and so does Woody. And that's what Woody was trying to do the entire time, because originally what happened was, going back on ourselves, Buzz got knocked out the window because Woody got jealous of Buzz and knocked him out the window by accident. He went into the bushes, and Andy couldn't find Buzz, so he ended up taking Woody instead to Pizza Planet when he was originally going to take Buzz to Pizza Planet. Because Andy was in that mindset of like space and all that stuff. That's why he liked Buzz so much. But he also liked cowboys. That's why he liked Woody. So I really like the fact that they really showed the emotions of the toys. That's what I really like about it. I also like the fact that you could tell about the characters' emotions other than the toys. Like when Andy was like, oh, I can't find Buzz, or, you know, he couldn't find Woody and Buzz. Like, you could just see the sadness on his face that he couldn't find Buzz and then Woody and Buzz, you know. And then you had where Andy was so happy, like you could just see his face. He was like, can I play this arcade game, Mom? You know, please, 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 you know. And that was at Pizza Planet. And, you know, you could see how Sid was. You know, you could see how he reacted with his toys. It was very destructive, very, like, harsh towards his toys. And I love how the toys got reunited as a whole in Sid's room as well, to help Woody and Buzz to get out, and also to save Buzz, because he was originally strapped to that rocket, Sid's rocket, that he got in the mail. And, you know, it got delayed the day before because it was raining, and Sid goes, oh man, and he couldn't do what he wanted to do, but he was very close on doing it that day, but he actually didn't succeed, which was awesome. And we were always rooting for Woody and Buzz and all the toys. And I really like Sid's toys. I really wish that Sid's toys would have been going with Andy, because I feel like Andy and Molly would have taken care of Sid's toys. So I feel like they should have made a jailbreak and escaped with Woody and Buzz, but they were decent enough to help Woody and Buzz escape Sid's house, Sid's room, and Sid's yard. And I really like all the other toys. Like Sid's toys were kind of creepy as a kid, and every other kid on the planet, on planet Earth, thought the same thing as me, I'm sure. But they were kind of cute as well as creepy. So yeah, I really love the fact that they also showed the mom's emotions too, and was like, oh, you'll find it, honey, you know, you'll find Buzz, and then you'll find Woody and Buzz, and you'll find them. It'll be alright. Loved that they showed her emotions, because they could have done a Charlie Brown moment where they go, wah, 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 when it comes to her. And I love Molly's reaction when she sees them in the side mirror of Andy's mom's car, and they're coming up the road as fast as they can on RC, Woody and Buzz. It's really cute, and she lights up and she just like goes, and you like see her smile, and you hear a little giggle like, like that, you know. And it's just really cute and iconic, because that sticks with me too, because I don't know, that's just a cute part, you know. Because when you're a kid, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Even when you're an adult, anything should be possible too. And I just love Toy Story for those reasons. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I like about Toy Story before I end this video. So I like the fact that they also put in Hakuna Matata, you know, which is from, you know, Lion King. I really like that when they're in the car going to the new house, they're listening to it. It's really iconic too, because that's a really iconic song that every early 2000s kid knows. And even if you weren't born in the 2000s, like if you were born in the 90s, you would know about it too. Really iconic. I love that they put in 2 movies into one, if you think about it. Lion King and Toy Story. But the thing is, it's also 3 if you think about it, because they also did the same thing with Night at the Museum, but Night in the Museum came after Toy Story, so it might have been the other way around. So basically, Night at the Museum copied Toy Story because Toy Story came first, because I think Night at the Museum came in 2000 and whatever year it was, in the 2000s, early 2000s sometime. And I love that movie series too. And if you want me to talk about it, let me know in the comments down below. They are related in a way because, they come to life, The only difference is, like I said earlier in this video, at the beginning of this video, that the toys don't need a tablet and the museum exhibits do. So, anyway, I really enjoyed the fact that they chose those actors to voice act, to voice for the toys and for Andy and Sid and Andy's mom. Even the pizza guy. I need gas, dude. You talking to me? When he was at Pizza Planet and they were trying to get an escape vehicle to go to Pizza Planet to go to Andy, to get to Andy at Pizza Planet with his mom and Molly. And I just love all of it. Like, they chose the right people for Toy Story to voice for the toys and for the actual humans, like for the people in Toy Story 2. I love it all. I just love everything about it. I love the design for 1995, because that's when Toy Story was made, in 1995. I really liked that they were using computer generated stuff, because that's when that was starting to become popular, and they really did a really good on the designs of how Woody and Buzz and all the toys look, including the humans like Andy, Andy's mom, and Molly and Sid, and even Hannah. And you can't forget Hannah, because she was actually Sid's sister. And I like her reaction, because when Woody was pretending to sound like Hannah's and Sid's mom, Hannah, oh Hannah, she really believed that it was her mom, and then she ran downstairs and then tripped over the dog at the end whenever she went to go see who was at the door. But it was one of the toys doing a diversion for Woody and Buzz so they could exit Sid's house. So, very iconic how they really were thinking outside the box with this one. And with the other ones too, and I'll get into that in the other videos. I really want to explain about all that stuff. So, pretty cool. That's all I got for now. I'll catch you guys later, and I'm going to make it to 19 minutes. So, pretty much it. I'll catch you guys later, and as always, creep it out.